The following video is not intended for anyone under the age of 13. If you are under this age limit, please go away or watch this with your parents. To be honest, I don't honestly care, but I do like my comment section on YouTube, and eventually I want to get monetized once I have enough followers and everything. You know how that works. So, yeah, let's get into my story on why Kingdom Ultra Magnus is an alright guy. Tonight, I'll tell the tale of a gruesome figure, Kingdom Ultra Magnus. It all started when I was watching my own videos on YouTube, and then I went to the old Google search bar, and I searched up Transformers Siege Ultra Magnus, not knowing that this was a big mistake of my life. I, of course, did the old trick of trying to search it up plural, because no one knows the true plural meaning of Ultra Magnus. What I saw was this battle-damaged fellow who looked like a younger version of this. And there were upgrade kits aplenty that people spent money on, which I don't even think look that good. But then Hasbro dropped a brand new version called Kingdom, and this is what happened. There it is! It felt so weighty in the box, so very good. But is that a sign of things to come, or is it? Review time! Get the box out. Let's first get a nice roundy-doo spin of this guy. You'll probably notice I painted the bumper red. This is because in the cartoon it was red. Do I think it looks better than just plain white? Yes, I do, but there is a bit of paint chipping. I also did the windshield wipers, and also the tip of the gun just because it was paint chipping. Now let's get into some of the remolded parts. First is the pretty much entire front of the truck, which I think actually looks a lot better. Next is the missiles, which this more round aesthetic is actually a lot more pleasing, and is closer to the cartoon than the original missiles, which were highly laid in detail. I also love these wheels. You see, I love small wheels on big vehicles, and aesthetically pleasing wheels like these ones. These are actually one of the main turning points of why I actually got this figure, oddly enough. I wasn't planning on getting it because I had the Siege version, and so I sold the other one, or more accurately, traded it in for a G2 Megatron tank, which I think was actually a pretty good deal, with all four, well, not all missiles, but like 5 missiles, which is pretty good. I also think the back looks pretty good. I don't know. I tried to get rid of those silver parts and red parts. I painted them over white, but let me tell you, it doesn't look good. It's just crap without all that detail on there. I also painted the shoulder stacks because there was like just a small little minor paint chip in it, and it bothered me so much because it was just so close to being perfect, but it wasn't. So I actually painted the entire shoulder stack over. This is just a little like piece of dirt or something. I can get it off later. But, you know, let's keep on moving on. And let's get into some size comparisons. Here he is with Ultimate Expanse, one of my favorite figures, T-Rex Megatron from Kingdom as well. Here he is with the creation of not complete custom entity yet, but Nemesis Prime. And here he is with Baby Prime. Now let's take a quick look at just the cab section itself, and I think it looks alright, but they did make a few mistakes, like not remolding the smokestacks to somehow be on the outside. I think this was a really big mistake, actually. Now let's get him transformed. This is an extremely simple transformation, but the glossy white that they've used on this guy is so much better than the Siege, and it looks really good to the pimpin' purple of Cyclonus. Now let's get to what really is the main event of this, the whole trailer thing, transforming. I wish this didn't have to come apart to transform, but it's fine that it did. Now let's get this guy all combined up. Now there are a few things that you have to do first, like rotate all this out and flip around the waist piece, which is very satisfying actually. Flip down the head, and then this thing, you have to pull out kind of like the cabin of the truck and then slide the back or really what is the bumper, down on the weird slider thing, fold up the heels, then put all of it pretty much back together and solidify it as best as possible. Put the other armor on thing, then put the shoulder pylons on, which oddly fit better than the Siege one. It's almost like they were intending this to be a remold the entire time, or maybe they just had it in the back room the entire time. Now you just want to put on his boots, which is also somewhat more satisfying than the Siege version originally had. Now for the final kind of piece to top it off, you just want to really actually top it off. And you want to connect this to the back, connect it to the top, and connect it to the front. Now, I like to put the shoulder missile things in upside down because I like to line it up like directly with the shoulders instead of it being slightly off and kind of above the shoulders. Now, the thing that really sold me on this was kind of like the cleaner aesthetic on all the parts, and the chest has like a really weird like 4-window way thing. You know, you've seen those windows before. It's clearly based on that. I like the midriff waist part with a suggestive circle in the middle. It's almost as cool as Skull Grins, but his slightly beats him out because it has a skull on it, which doesn't look very realistic, but it's still a skull nonetheless. He is quite a small leader class, in fact, but the Siege one was as well. But he is also quite dense. Here he is next to the Hot Rod, Cyclonus, and Megatron, and I think he scales pretty well with Hot Rod and Cyclonus. I wish Cyclonus was a bit bigger, actually, because I do like Cyclonus being taller than Galvatron, and I think they were the same size in the cartoon, but this kind of works. So after all that, is Kingdom Ultra Magnus really that bad? No. My consensus is he could be better if they remolded a few more parts and completely went off kind of the remolding on the trailer. They should have completely redone the trailer instead of mildly remolding it. This would have been a great aspect of the figure, but Hasbro didn't do that, so that's a bit unfortunate. But it's still a very good figure with modern posability. Hey guys, did you know that actually 61% of people who watch me are not subscribed? If you are part of that majority, please subscribe. This has been Crumple Zone. Don't forget to leave a comment if there are comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your favorite friends at school.